Yo, what's going on, you really tired Rapidash? I've kind of been on a Big Charm trip recently. I've been trying out a bunch of different decks with Big Charms on my stream, twitch.tv/AzulGG. I stream every day except Thursdays. First link in the description. Give it a click, give it a follow. Yeah, Big Charms in everything recently. And this is the Eternatus build with Big Charms that I played with on my stream the other day. There's also Spiritombs in here. I was mainly trying out the Spiritomb build of Eternatus. I was just like, how do Spiritombs feel in Eternatus? I've never really tried them out. Never really felt like they were necessary. I only ever have really played like the one Hoopa in my Eternatus decks as like the non-VMAX attacker to kind of be able to utilize throughout games, besides like Yveltal, but that rarely comes up as a attacker in games. But I was like, all right, I've never given Spiritomb a real shot, and they felt pretty good overall. We don't have room to fit everything I want in here, so I do have the Big Charms in here as well, which are pretty good on Spiritomb because you can increase their HP and they get more with building spike. Games don't usually go that long, though, to be honest, to get to that much damage on the Spiritombs. But even on the Eternatus VMAX, they're super good as well because it prevents like 2-hit KOs in the Pikarom matchup for situations like that. You can put them on your Crobats to prevent Ultimate Ray from ADP from getting knockouts. There's a lot of cool ways to utilize the Big Charms in this deck. Maybe I just really like Big Charm right now, or maybe they're just really good right now. Either way, I've been playing Big Charm in a lot of decks, trying it out in high counts to see how much of an impact it has on games, and I've really been liking it overall. And we don't have power plants in here, which has been a go-to stadium card to include in Eternatus VMAX, because we don't play any GX Pokemon, and there's a lot of GX Pokemon, or not really, there's just kind of just the Dedenne, but stopping decks that are heavily reliant on the Dedenne for being able to use the Dedenne is a pretty big deal. So we don't play those. I do play a couple of Reset Stamps, because if we're able to make our opponent knock out a couple Spiritombs and go through a couple one-prize Pokemon, we can get them to a pretty low prize count, and then we can stamp them to 2 or even 1 depending on the situation, and maybe that can be a way to kind of shut our opponent out of the game. So the Reset Stamps have been really nice with the one prize Pokemon for sure. Power Plants, not able to fit them alongside the Big Charms, but I could definitely see myself cutting the Big Charms eventually and putting the Power Plants back in over those. Also got 2 Energy Spinner in the deck. I've actually really been liking the Energy Spinner. So like early on in games, we want like a certain count of energy to be able to, you know, hit that energy turn 1, hit that energy turn 2. But as the game goes on with Eternatus, we kind of like always have like too much energy as the game continues. So E-Spinner kind of allows us to get an energy out of the deck. So it kind of like thins out the deck, at the same time giving us an out to energy. Yeah, I've been really liking the E-Spinners. And sometimes we have a really cool turn 2 where we just E-Spinner for 3 and we have like the 2 energy for turn 1, turn 2 for the VMAX, which can be really cool as well. And that's the list. I think that's all I have to say about it. I don't think I have anything else to mention except check out Channel Fireball, the #1 spot for premier competitive Pokemon content. And of course, use code AzulGG if you guys buy any cards over there. And yeah, let's get into some games. Okay, we won the coin flip, but I'm going to go second. Not going to go first. There's a lot of decks that want to go second right now. So we're just going to kind of play off that a little bit and be like, all right, there's a lot of decks that want to go second. So we're just going to go second, and then they're going to have a worse turn 2, turn 1 to turn 2. And we're going to ideally have a smoother turn 1 into turn 2. But it looks like our opponent is playing Eternatus as well, or I would assume. We see the Spiritomb, we see the Absol, so I'm assuming it is Eternatus. But they don't get the turn 1 attachment on the Eternatus, which is a big deal. So we do have that going for us. And our top deck is an Eternatus, which is great. And now I can quick ball away this. We can grab ourselves. Probably just gonna grab double Spiritomb. I could grab another Eternatus V, but I won't need that till next turn theoretically. So yeah, double Spiritombs to start loading those up. I do have to be like mindful that they play Zigzagoon, so I don't want to overload my Spiritombs. But that shouldn't be too big of a deal. They can actually hit for 70 next turn, so I can actually put a Big Charm on my active so they can't get the KO. And if they hit for 70 and I had 1, that'd be 80, so then Zigzagoon would ping KO. So we're not going to building Spite on this one. And yeah, these I'm gonna leave 2 bench spaces open here, I think, and just go ahead and pass. I could go for a Crobat off these and play the Crobat for 4 actually. I think it's fine. We are already pretty established here. I don't need a whole ton more, I don't think. I'm feeling comfortable with the current setup. Here comes a dangerous drill. Okay, goodbye Big Charms. Yeah, already potentially getting value out of the Big Charms. Not really though. My opponent has the drill and they deal with my Big Charm. So they can get the KO here with their Spiritomb if they find a switch, but then I can get the KO with my Spiritomb if I want to, or I could go into my Eternatus VMAX, but my opponent's actually not really that far behind at all right now. As long as they get an Eternatus V with an energy, as I say that, they get the Eternatus V. We could get the KO on this next turn, though. We have the boss, we have the energy, we have an Eternatus. We're just currently missing the VMAX and a way to get the active now out of the active because my opponent did whiff. Start with Great Ball here. Get a Crobat. I could have actually Quick Balled first, I think. Yeah, we could have Quick Balled for Crobat. Great Ball again. Fail. Alright, so we're gonna build Spite on these two on the bench, I think, for sure. Yeah, I should have Quick Balled for Crobat first, and then gone Great Ball, Great Ball. Once I top deck the Quick Ball away, the Spinner, hold the boss. I don't know if I want to use it yet. I can still Quick Ball away the Spinner, hold the boss. 6, we would need 7, 8, so I could grab Zigzagoon here, and then if we Crobat into switch, we would need a lot though, but I could grab the Zigzagoon here, and if we Crobat into switch VMAX, we actually can take the knockout on the, what's it called there. Maybe I could have even attached active here though. No, that wouldn't have been able to get the KO there because they didn't build Spite last turn. But if I built Spite last turn, then they could have KO'd through the Big Charm, which I didn't want to have happen. So we're gonna Crobat. We're gonna grab the Zigzagoon Crobat 4. We need to switch VMAX. Switch no VMAX. So close. Now I could get this KO on this Absol. I don't know if I want to. I think I probably do want to, or at least go for it. And then play the Spinner, contemplate taking an energy, but probably won't because we still need energy later down the line. Now I'll build Spite on this bench Spiritomb. Once again, don't want to overdo it, but we haven't overdone it yet. We haven't gotten to the point of overdoing. We need a VMAX here. Got a VMAX. We're all good with that. Have a Big Charm, but I don't want to put it in play yet, and because I don't really know where I want to put it. I'm just gonna go ahead and Dread End, knock out this Absol. Yeah, it would have been great. We got the switch, but I misplayed that sequencing, and the Great Ball did hit a Crobat. So if we had Quick Ball for Crobat, who knows? Maybe we do hit that VMAX, right? And then dig for the switch, get the switch, get the Goon off the Quick Ball, and then we're just kind of chilling from there. So we're currently ahead on the prize exchange, and the way this matchup is going to break down is that we're going to stay ahead on the prize exchange. We got the first attack off for the first prize card, so now we can 2-hit KO the VMAX. We'll go hit them. They'll go hit us. Or they'll hit us, and then we'll hit them, and they'll KO me, and I'll go new VMAX, knockout. And then I'm a boss away on any of these dudes on the bench to win the game, and that's just kind of how the mirror match goes. That's why going first in the mirror match is definitely what we want to do. Yeah, I would have loved to have gone first in the mirror match. So they hit me for 70 here, but now the Big Charm is actually going to make a difference. So we can go evolve, attach, Great Ball first. We're trying to thin out the deck now as much as possible. Get the Crobat. I want to go for a I don't even know how important a boss would be here, to be honest, because they kind of have to hit with that next turn. So we don't actually have to have to boss. We can just go, well, no, KOing this doesn't feel that great, actually. So we do kind of want a boss here. Or I could have even used my own Spiritomb to get this knockout. Quick Ball away a Marnie. I'm just going to fail it. I don't really want any of this stuff. Go ahead and fail it. And then Crobat for some cards. No boss. We did get a research, but I lose all this stuff, which I don't really want to lose. I don't really want to knock out this Spiritomb, though. I could have actually gone with my own Spiritomb, like I said. That might have been the way to go. This Big Charm does protect me from the KO from the Eternatus VMAX, though, but they can poison me. But we know their hand is just kind of dead, so they probably will send up the Slowbro here and poison me, or not. I guess they could go retreat switch. If they don't play Dark City, then that's not really a worry for them. They have to go retreat. They have to use the switch anyway, so sending this up is still correct. And there's the concede. It's kind of a dead hand from my opponent. And, hey, take a dub in this first one. All right, getting into another one. Once again, won the coin flip. Gonna go second because we don't want to... No, we just don't want to go first. We just don't want to go first. So the hand is kind of dead off the rip. I think we're just going to open the Spiritomb, and we will bench the Eternatus. Either switch, so if I want to get into a Power Excel turn 1, I can do that. I'm going to bench this as well. Oh, I guess I shouldn't have actually, because I could top deck a Pokemon Communication. Okay, we're up against ADP. So yeah, turn 1 Power Excel into the ADP is really nice, especially when comboed with a Big Charm. That means if they want to go with like a turn 2 Brave Blade, they also need their Tool Scrapper. So that's pretty good for us. Like to have the Big Charm here for the Eternatus V. Another great place to put the big charms in this matchup is on our Crobats. Yeah, I shouldn't have benched the Eternatus V DAA. That was a mistake because if I top deck Pokemon Communication, I don't have a Pokemon to work with here. So no Pokemon. I will Power Excel this thing though. There's a VMAX. Could Energy Spinner and take out a bunch of energy, but then if we top deck a Crobat, not going to be great. So we get Energy Spinner for maybe like 2 energy, I want to say, is probably going to be a reasonable. If I take this, so I can go like switch, Big Charm, attach, and then the attachment for next turn. Top deck Quick Ball is more likely. Everything is more likely. Like, it's not that likely I top deck a Crobat, to be honest. But if I have like even like a common to a Crobat, I don't want too many energy in my hand. I also don't want to top deck energy. This is like a really weird. I'm just gonna go with 2. It's a really weird situation to like figure out what the correct play is. I don't know. I actually couldn't tell you exactly what I think of the correct play would be here. It's just really weird. I could go with a boss because they're trying to play slow, it looks like. So I could boss this up, hit that instead. But this Power Excel on the ADP is kind of a big deal if they do play Big Charm. If they play Big Charm, this Power Excel is a huge deal to get in while we can. So I think I'm going to play around Big Charm. Big Charm's kind of the standard right now, and I feel like an ADP. Or I would play it 100%. Like you guys saw in my ADP Big Charm video. I think it's the way to go with ADP right now for sure. It's just really good. Yeah, just really, really good. Yeah, there's the data change. Excuse me. Here comes the data change. Yeah, so they weren't just dead drawing. They did have a Marnie in their hand, but they also had a research. Actually, I'm curious as to why they even grabbed the Dena here when they have the research. Like, they don't need anything else this turn. They're not trying to dig super deep. Just play the research. You guys can do some learning here. Just play the research in this situation. You're not trying to find a ridiculous amount of stuff this turn. Just save the Dene for later. Now they're down both the Dene, so if they only play 2, they have no Denes to work with. But they could have just researched, held the hand, GX attack. You don't need to be super aggressive. You're definitely just fine with just chilling, and yeah, kind of unnecessary. Now if I play Marnie, play Reset Stamp, you kind of just like burn through a bunch of stuff, and then you didn't gain that much more for your turn anyways. Like Air Balloon, you don't need in play. Metal Saucer is great to get into play like that, but it kind of just an overextension. Our top deck is Crobat. Okay, so we got this, we got the Crobat for 5. We need a ton of basic Pokemon here to actually get this KO on the ADP, but we can get there. This is a good start so far. Etern V, I think, or just grab another Spiritomb, to be honest. Quick Ball away, switch. We're gonna grab maybe now I'm just gonna grab an Etern V anyways, or I could grab the Yveltal or just another Spiritomb, but Building Spite isn't that good. I guess I can switch into the Yveltal. We don't even need a full bench here because we did they do that 30 and they didn't get a Big Charm. Who knows if they play Big Charm? So we only need 3 more Pokemon here off this research. It is possible, and we hit 0. We did get the Big Charm to protect our Crobat though, so I can go Building Spite. Build some Spite here, and now they can't Ultimate Ray the Crobat, which is a pretty big deal actually, to be honest. So we got that. I could go hit with Spiritomb here, but that doesn't feel too great. So I think I'm just gonna go. We could hit with hitting with Eternatus also doesn't feel very great though, to be honest. I should have grabbed another Eternatus on one of these, to be honest. We do want another Eternatus V in play. So I hit with Spiritomb, they get the KO. Then we go clean up with the VMAX, they go KO. I go VMAX knockout stamp. So I don't hate the Spiritomb. If I hit with my VMAX, then they go hit, but I don't have another VMAX to work with, so that's why I'm leaning towards this Spiritomb hit here, actually. I don't have another VMAX to work with right now, so I think I like this Spiritomb hit a little bit more, but it's only because I should have put another V in play, to be honest. I'd be way more comfortable going just VMAX, hit, attach, bench, whatever. But it's going to kind of lead down the same path here, probably. They still need to hit 3 times to win the game, so they're going to go hit, and then boss hit, or hit, and then 2-hit KO my VMAX, which makes a little bit more sense from them. So yeah, they'll probably go hit, and then I'll try and get this to a new VMAX on the bench, or go into a Spiritomb or whatever, and then they're gonna try and boss it up and hit it. They could also go for a boss this turn and just hit my VMAX if they wanted to, but I would, to be honest, it doesn't really do that bad. If I can just get a V with an energy this turn, this is kind of the same as them just knocking out my active, except they go down this Eldegoss and this, or they go down the Eldegoss. They don't go down on boss as well because they got the boss with the Eldegoss, but they lose the Eldegoss utility for later, so that's not great for them, to be honest. So if I can just top deck a VMAX here, or a V, I do hit for 180, so I could just bench attach. I have the VMAX and the Reset Stamp for the following turn, which would be great. So if I can just top deck a V or a Com, I mean, I don't want to lose the VMAX, I guess, but There's the V. Okay, so perfect top deck. We get to hold a reset stamp, which is the big deal here. Build up some more spite. I don't want to go to 5 because they could play that one Zigzagoon. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times 3, 180. They have 188 left. We get to hold the reset stamp. And yeah, just dread end for the knockout. And we got this reset stamp plus attach plus VMAX next turn to take a knockout. They currently do. They still win the prize trade though. The big thing here is we just get to stamp them to 2 and kind of hope they whiff. But I guess it's not ridiculously likely. Yeah, here comes the Mawile to take the knockout. And then, yeah, if they get the boss play on the next turn, I mean, the Zacian's basically set up at this point. They just need energy. Maybe they won't get the energy this turn, so they'll need energy and boss. But yeah, if I was them, I would have just taken out the Spiritomb there because it kind of prize trades the same way anyways. I'm going to go VMAX this turn. Maybe that's what they were playing around. Like, maybe I can't set up another VMAX. So they were hoping that might be the case. And then they could take advantage of the game state that way. But yeah, I don't think that was ever really happening, to be honest. I mean, it could have happened. It was just kind of unlikely to happen. All right, there's the Wily Bite. Yeah, so we're gonna go VMAX. We need a couple more. We need one more Pokemon, not even a couple more, just one more Pokemon here. And then we will be able to get the knockout on this, and we need another Pokemon if they, or 2 Pokemon more actually if they put the Zacian in the active, or just maybe a Zigzagoon would also work, to be honest. Okay, there's the VMAX. Big Charm, it doesn't really matter where it goes, so I'm just gonna go and throw it on the VMAX here. Reset Stamp down to 2, and this is like my favorite part about playing against ADP. You're just like, all right, hopefully they don't get it. We still need a basic here, so we're just gonna go ahead and research. Got another VMAX, another V. Like, it would be easier for them to boss trap this though. Like, they'd have stamp boss trap, so I don't really want to bench this. I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can find something else. Spiritomb is fine. Build up our spite, because why not? I mean, I doubt we're gonna get into a situation where it's gonna matter, but better safe than sorry, I guess. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I kind of just want to go ahead and grab the Goon here to just go ahead and ping the ping the Zacian, just so I have everything set up to KO the Zacian. Now they could set up a new Zacian, which would survive, but we would just need one more basic Pokemon at that point, or yeah, there's one more basic Pokemon. So I don't want to bench that. I don't need to bench that right now, though. I don't think. I mean, I could have benched the turn to see. There's the well played. So I feel like they probably have the boss, and they can KO my Crobats. Or actually, they can KO anything here. Not even just my Crobat. They can KO any one prize Pokemon. Yeah, because they KO the VMAX. Yep, there's the boss. They can go after the Crobat if they want. And take an L here today. This is how the matchup goes. We either get the KO before they Ultimate Ray, which is ideal. We whiffed pretty hard there. We didn't even get that close off the research. We had no Pokemon when we researched. We needed 3, or 2. We needed 2. No, we needed 3. We needed 3. Didn't get it. And ADP. Okay. Oh, we won the coin flip again. Once again, choosing to go second because we don't, or what we're trying to do is like avoid, you know, they're really good. If they're playing against a Pikarom or a Centiskorch, they want to go second. So they can have a really good turn 2 with the Electrify or the Flare Start or whatever. We want to avoid that, so we choose to go second ourselves, and we can get like a turn 1 Power Excel, or even just attach pass is like fine, which we do already have set up in the hand, but we're gonna go a little bit deeper probably, depending on the matchup. And it looks like it might be another ADP Zacian. We still want a Power Excel though, even if it's into a Zacian. It makes it a little bit easier to KO the Zacian. It is a Luke Metal. Okay, this matchup is terrible. This is a bad matchup. It's not that bad with how many Spiritombs we play, actually, to be honest, but it's still unfavorable. But Power Expel turn 1 is still really good, especially if they play Crushing Hammers, because it gets energy in play to play around like a turn 2 Full Metal Wall, or even like Crushing Hammer heads. That would be really annoying. And they're not grabbing Zamazenta off the bat here, so they either prized both their Zamazentas or they just don't play it, which is really good for us. They've put down 3 Pokemon we can KO here. So that's really good for us. Yeah, that's all I really gotta say. That's really good for us. That's really good for us. Great Ball here. Gonna grab the Crobat. I'm gonna calm the VMAX and grab the Eternatus V. Set up for that Power Excel play, like I mentioned. And I don't really have to do much else. I could go with the Dark Asset, and I could have actually played the switch, but I kind of want to hold the switch so they can't trap anything, because that's one thing that can happen really awkwardly in this matchup, if they can trap stuff. I think we should go for the Power Accelerator here, hit for 30. They had a really slow start, so I don't feel like I have to be too aggressive. And they've put 3 Pokemon in play that we can knock out. So we don't have to chase, or we don't have to try and hit through Zamazentas. Usually you want to be really aggressive in this matchup to try and take knockouts, because they do kind of make it hard for you to take KOs, or make it impossible with the Zamazenta later on. We do play a lot of Spiritombs, like I mentioned, though, so it's not as bad. But because they put these 3 Pokemon in play and they have no energy in play, I'm very comfortable with playing it a little bit slower. So it is a little bit situational sometimes in that regard for matchups in general. So now this hand's a little bit awkward. This does nothing we want. We need a little bit more than this. Now they hit the double on the Intrepid. So we're Crobat. We're just missing a Crobat here. There we go. We got a Big Charm for maybe even the Spiritomb, to be honest, in this situation. I'm gonna go ahead and ping this station, because if they GX attack and the thing gets a Goggles, it's we can't one-hit KO with Eternatus. So I want to go ahead and hit that. Yeah, Big Charm seems best on Spiritomb for sure. And I could play this switch to draw the extra card of Crow, which I think I will do. Especially because if I draw into a research, I'm going to lose it anyways. And this is really bad. Excuse me. Yeah, this is just really, really bad. We didn't even get a Pokemon to use with our Pokecom here. Goodness. I'm going to attach the Spiritomb, and then I guess just Power Excel again. Hit this. I'll put another one over here. Just try and get as much energy in play as possible. Now this thing can get KO'd by a Brave Blade. I was hoping to find a VMAX this turn, though, and have that not really be an issue. Obviously, not the way it's going. And they play Crushing Hammer, so we have to deal with that as well. And they go for the one off my Spiritomb. Yeah, so now we have to deal with that as well. They chase my Eternatus V. They have the switch and the energy. Jeez, man. All right. Just have it all. Just have it all. Maybe we can get a Pokemon top deck here so we can finally start attacking. Nope, we found a switch, though. This is kind of silly. All right, I'm going to go ahead and boss this thing back up. Building Spite. We're down 3 energy now. We only play 9. That is something that could happen, is we could actually run out of energy. And I think I'm just going to pass. I'm going to hold the hand. I don't want to reset stamp them, obviously. Calm will get us a Crobat eventually. If I switch now, they could just boss us again to try and trap it on their turn, if that's all they have. So I'm just going to hold the switch. And they have to Intrepid. This is what I thought would happen on their turn. They have to just go with Intrepid, which is more than fine with me. We're going to need, yeah, we need a top deck here. We have a lot of top decks. We haven't even seen a draw supporter in this game yet. So we have a lot of top decks. That is one of them. Now we can get rid of this, grab ourselves a Crobat. I want to count my energy right here because I am a little bit scared about that. We only have 3 left. Yeah, all right. Switch. I'm going to play the Reset Stamp as well. I don't really want to play it. I don't want to play the Reset Stamp, but I really want to draw the extra card. I'm going to go ahead and play the Reset Stamp here. I don't want to play the Reset Stamp. I want to save it for later and maybe just not play it in general, but I do want to draw out of this situation. I drew an energy, so this makes me really not want to research, but I think I have to be a little bit more aggressive here than that. There's the VMAX and some Pokemon to work with as well, so we can get this KO. Spiritomb goes down. I kind of want another benched Pokemon here, so if we can get something like perfect, another Spiritomb, that would be great. Build some more Spites. I just want to have everything in play in case they Marnie me. So we have, yeah, 3 energy left total. I did discard 1, so we have 2 left in the deck. Red End for the KO. So we have 1 prized. This is not good. Well, I think we're going to run out of there. We got the prized energy, which is a big deal, but now we can't. We kind of can't. Gotta be careful with them. Gotta be careful with them. And they still play Crushing Hammers. They still have 3 Crushing Hammers to work with. Now, it is Luke Metalization. They don't go through their deck as aggressively. So it might be a little bit difficult for them to find them, but they do exist in the deck, which is the important part, is that they're in there. And we're going to have to deal with them at some point. Well, maybe deal with them. I guess we don't guaranteed have to. There's the Zamazenta, a little bit late for sure, and not much else on the turn, which is great for us. We do have to fill our bench here to take this knockout, but we got that Goon Ping in, which was so big to get in there before they could potentially stop me. I'm going to attach here. And I might just Crobat because I want the option of Boss next turn. I can't research because I can't lose these energies. I think I have to give it to research here. And I kind of want to Crobat because I want the option of Boss. Okay, we have no Boss in the deck. So we have 2 Boss prized. So now I'm definitely just going to go with Goon or Eternatus V to be able to evolve it into a VMAX. So I want a Goon Ping anything. A Goon Ping on The Zamazenta seems fine. I don't really need another VMAX. I don't think I'll need one this game at all. Build that Spite. Yeah, the Goon Ping was huge there, because now we actually get it has effectively 280 HP with the GX attack and the goggles. And I also have to be careful not to building Spite too much on this Spiritomb, because then if they do play Tool Scrapper, if I go up to 6 and want to go higher, they could play Tool Scrapper. Hopefully get a boss here. Got the boss. We only have 2... So this is a little bit awkward, though, because we have 2 prize cards left, but we can't hit through the Zamazenta. We could go Spiritomb hit. I would love to, but I can't one-hit KO the Luke Metal either. So if I had 2 boss left and I had them like both in hand, I'd probably go boss on Luke Metal and just try and 2-hit KO it. But we can't do that because our last boss is prized. So we can't draw prize cards to get the boss, because if we draw the prize cards, we win the game. So we have to go Spiritomb to KO the Zamazenta. I think at this point we're just gonna go switch hit for 5 on the Zam. So we'll do 130 damage. So we set up the 2-hit KO. A little bit weak to Maladlana. But I think that is basically our out here to win this game. We have 2 energy left, so that's 2 Spiritomb hits as well. There's the Caitlyn and Cynthia, so they will recover that Mallow and Lana almost certainly here. They'll almost certainly recover Mallow and Lana with the Caitlyn and Cynthia. So they'll have that as a response to me hitting the Zamazenta. But I don't think I have a choice. Like, I think that still just has to be my play. And, oh wait, they're just using Mallow and Lana right now to heal that 10 damage. Going to Luke Metal. This seems awkward. Steel Fist comes down, but I'm just going to hit this thing really hard. And now I have this boss to be able to bring it back up and then knock it out on the next turn. So that's just going to be our play here. Building Spite on all of them, and then just swing and hold the rest of the hand. Still want the option of the Spiritomb, so we're still going to build up our Spite. And then, yeah, I'm just going to swing, and we have the boss to chase. And they can't heal this. I mean, I don't think they can. We look at their discard pile. They got 2 Mallow and Lana gun. They have the Caitlyn and Cynthia in hand, but they can't play Caitlyn unless they have Surge. They can't go Caitlyn and Cynthia. Yeah, the Caitlyn and Cynthia is going to be their supporter. Discard the boss, recover Mallow and Lana, I assume, and they're going to hard retreat into the Zamazenta. But we have our boss here, so we just kind of win the game. They would need like a Reset Stamp here, or a bunch of Crushing Hammer heads. But it's just going to be what? Steel Fist. Well, I guess we just win. Maybe they thought this KO'd it. We didn't have a VMAX in place, so we actually would have lost quite a few bench Pokemon. We did have the Spiritomb set up, so yeah, I mean, Dread End. I guess we win. There's a little bit awkward choices there from our opponent at the end, but we'll take it. We get the dub here in this one. That's gonna do it for the games with the Eternatus VMAX with the Big Charms. Didn't hit any Pikaroms or Centiskorch, where the Big Charms kind of shine a little bit more. And 2 of the more popular decks in general are those 2. So we didn't hit any of the matchups where they really shine, but still got a little bit of value out of them. See you guys tomorrow.